Welcome to the Business Scoop. I'm Allyson Brainson, and I'm here with Angie Laperriere from Seed. Welcome, Angie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Angie, who is Seed Corporation and how do they differ from a traditional bank and/or credit union?
That's a great question. So Seed Corporation stands for Southeastern Economic Development Corporation. We are a small business lender in both Massachusetts and Rhode Island, providing financing to both startup and existing businesses. And we really are here to fill the gap and provide financing to businesses when traditional financing cannot be obtained by a bank or a credit union. So we've been around since 1982, and we're an economic development agency. We have funding from various state and federal grants, which allows us to operate and lend to small businesses. And we are also an intermediary lender for the Small Business Administration. So we're really not here to compete with the banks or credit unions. We're really here to work as a partner and to provide that gap financing when businesses can't get the traditional loan or line of credit that they need.
When is it relevant for small business owners to turn to Seed for financing?
That's also a great question. So we always suggest that when you're looking for financing as a small business owner, the first place to go to would be your local bank or credit union that you have an existing relationship with. So after you speak with your lender, if you can't get that traditional financing, that's where Seed really comes in. So there's a number of reasons why the local bank may or may not be able to assist the business, and it could be a reason for credit, collateral, it could be the number of years in business, it could be that the industry is maybe an industry that the bank cannot lend to. So when you approach a bank and you can't get that financing, you come over to Seed, and then we can talk about the process, our requirements, and what you would need to go through the process to make sure it's a good fit for everybody.
How does Seed partner and provide gap financing with the bank?
With our partnership with the banks, there's a couple of options. As a bank or a credit union, if you're not able to provide the financing to the clients, then we could potentially take a look at the loan request as a straight referral source for you. Ultimately, we can either provide the full amount of financing potentially if the bank cannot provide it, or we can work as a partner. So the partnership could be for a business acquisition, it could be for real estate transaction, but perhaps if the real estate purchase is a smaller amount, it doesn't fit under our larger loan programs. And we could also just provide gap financing on any type of project with working capital or equipment, or any really flexible use of funds. So ultimately, as the lender, if you're not able to provide 100% of the financing the borrower is looking for, we can come in and provide that gap financing and work and provide a loan to fill that gap in a position behind the bank. Recently, Allyson and I worked together, and there was a small loan that the bank was unable to assist. And it was for a startup business. A business owner was looking for $60,000 to get the business up and running. Great experience in the industry, but because it was a startup and really didn't have a financial history, that's where Seed came into play. So we were able to take a look at the loan request for the borrower and provide the full $60,000 financing request. And we've already moved forward and closed the loan, and the business is just getting started and up and running. So that's a great example of a small loan that perhaps maybe the business wouldn't have been able to get started if they, given that they couldn't get traditional bank financing at this time. But our goal in working with these borrowers is to be able to provide them the financing they need to get up and running, and then to make them bankable in the future, because that's really where they're going to have the most beneficial relationship in the long term.
Thank you for joining us today, Angie, and thank you for watching the Business Scoop, brought to you by the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod.